All right, what is going on, everyone? Somebody but nobody here to SBN Lifestyle. I don't know where I'm going to go with this video. I have a ton of things on my mind. I haven't been on here for a little while. Like I said before, I like letting things build before I do another video, so I'm not just talking out of my ass, which, we all talk out of our ass sometimes. We have to. We got to talk out of our ass sometimes. Sometimes it's the only way. Even if you don't think it's about anything, even if I don't think it's about anything, it just really does not matter anymore, to me. I don't really, care to have some kind of introduction and, try to do this and be something that I'm not, because I know that it's not gonna really get me anywhere. You know what I mean? So anyway, that has nothing to really do with this video, but I have this thing that I've been thinking of lately, and there's a ton of other things that I've been thinking about. But you know how all of us, we say that, we're preparing to get better in life and bettering life, and as life goes on, life is going to get better and better, and as time goes on, things are going to change and things are going to happen, and we're preparing for life. And the way that I see it is, we shouldn't be preparing for life, even though life is great sometimes and life sucks sometimes. It's the steady contradiction. But I would say to people, prepare for death. Don't prepare for life, because as you get older, you're going to keep getting older and older and older. And, things are not going to get better and better and better. That's why I say prepare for death. Prepare for when you start getting older, because you can put on this front and facade that everything's going to be fine and dandy, and that's a front and a facade that everybody's putting on. I realize that I'm going to have really shitty days and I'm going to have days that are great, and that's just how it is. I can't stop me from doing what this does. This is what a lot of people, I don't think, realize, is that sometimes your mind has a mind of its own. Sometimes my mind has a mind of its own. It ain't like I even want to think some of the things that I think and do some of the things I do and say some of the things I say. My mind is doing it for me. And I don't care what other people say. I'm just past the point in caring about what people say about stuff. It just doesn't even matter anymore. I'm just so over this, what everybody else thinks is the right thing or the wrong thing, or should I do this or should I do that? Should I, go this way or that way? It's just, I don't even have the energy to do that anymore with people. And I'm not going to do it because I don't need to do it. Plain and simple. All that I have to focus on is my life, because I'm the only one living my life. Like you're the only one living your life. What is the point of us focusing on other people? I'm so past this like group mentality thing. It's like, it shouldn't be the group first. It should be the individual first. See, I'm completely opposed to how the rest of society does this thing and how everybody else does it. It's not the group first, because then if it's the group, then you're going to conform to the group. You're not going to do what you need to do for you. And I hear so many of these people talk about this kind of stuff like it's about the group. It's about the people. No, it's not about the group or the people. It's about the individual person. And get rid of all that nonsense of, oh, it's selfish and It's just all of what conformists and socialites and what people that are brainwashed with all this shit will tell you is that, oh no, but you can't be too much of that. Oh no, but it gotta be the group first. And you have to work these 12 steps to get to be this person that you will get there if you keep working on it. It's just all nonsense. It's all nonsense. And I've been saying this for the longest time, and I have a ton of things that I can talk about. I can come on here every day and talk about stuff, but I don't want to overdo it. There is such a thing as overdoing things, and I don't want to overdo it. I could come on here every day and talk about my problems and talk about what's going on in my life. There's so many things that are going on, but yet there's really nothing going on. See, there's so many people that cannot understand this, is that this life is pure contradiction. Whether you want to admit that to yourself or not, that's up to you. But I am a contradiction. I am a hypocrisy. I am everything that people will not say that they are. I am. And I don't want to make this video really, really long, but I usually always end up making a long video because I don't want to, I don't want people to not watch the video. So that's why I don't want to make it really long. But I got to this point where I can't really explain this to people because it's going to seem cold-hearted. It's going to seem a certain way. But all that judgment and all those labels, screw all that shit. I'm not even worried about any of that anymore. But I got a call from my mom yesterday or the day before. I can't even remember if it was yesterday or the day before. That's how, sometimes I just can't think straight with stuff. But anyway, my mom called me and said, my brother got locked up again, my brother Kazi, and my grandfather was sick, and here he has, he got tested and he has the COVID. That's what they're saying. I don't even know what to think about this stuff. But here's the thing. When she told me this, it's kind of like I like my grandfather. I guess I love my grandfather. He's my grandfather. He helped me out for years. I lived with him and my gram and my brother and my other brother that passed away for years, and my cousin and my aunt at one time. We were all living there. And it's like, I care for him, but it's like, what can I do? I cannot do anything for anyone. So it's kind of like, if I can't do anything, even though I care for him, it's like, what is the point of me really hearing about it? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to sound cold to people, but I need people to understand something. I am in my body. You are in your body. Each person is in their own body. We cannot stop life and death. We can't stop people from dying. And it's almost like I don't even want to hear of when someone passes away because of the way that everybody does this thing, because of the way that everybody goes about doing it when someone passes away. It's like, okay, we're all going to pass away. We're all going to have our day. When I'm about to die or I die, I don't want people to be down and out about me. You have your own life to live. I don't want you You know, if you mourn for me and you cry for me, that's okay, but don't get down and out because I'm gone. You know, when my day comes, it comes. I have to face up to my own death like you have to face up to yours. I can't face up to your death because I'm not you. I'm not in your body. And then see, other people will say, oh, that's cold and you don't care. And oh, you're just cold hearted and you have no empathy and all this stuff. No, I do have empathy, but I don't have this empathy that there's no reason for me to have, that is overbearing and that is too much. And then that's just, one thing that has been going on. And I won't even lie to everybody. Even though I have this music going and I write and I do everything that I do, I can't lie. A couple days ago, I got in one of my really, really bad mental states again. And I just did not want to go through that. And I was thinking, like, man, there's just no reason for this. Why don't I just frickin' put a bullet through my head? Why don't I just end this and just stop all this stuff? But then something keeps me living and something keeps me alive. And here I am doing a video. Now, I didn't do a video the other day. If I would have did a video a couple days ago when I was feeling the way I was and what was going on, it just would have been a bad video. And I just didn't want to do videos. I just didn't want to do it. And I wasn't going to do it. But I hear so many people talk about you have to be this way or you have to be that way. And I just came to the conclusion that this does, excuse me, my throat. I don't know what is going on with my throat. It feels like there's something in my throat, excuse me. But this thing controls your personality and who you are and what you think sometimes and how you're feeling and everything. Sometimes we are not even in control of what this does, of what our brains does. Now, that doesn't mean that you and I can't make a choice to do something, go this way or go that way, or take a walk or sit down or eat or not eat. That doesn't mean that we can't make a choice. But there are times where I really think because of a concussion, a bad concussion I had in my life, I think this concussion, I kind of know this concussion did something to where it's almost like I'm deteriorating. It's almost like certain parts of my brain is not there and it's deteriorating and it's missing. But then there's other parts of my brain that I'm very strong in and I'm good at and I'm expressive in. But then there's another part of my brain that's really fucked up and it's messed up. And I can't control the way that I feel, the thoughts that I have, the compulsion, the compulsive thoughts and other things. I can't help this stuff. And I hear people say, oh, well, you're just being lazy and you're just using depression as an excuse and you're using all these things as an excuse to not get up off your ass and do something and live your life. No, this really isn't an excuse. It's something that I know, and I don't even tell myself this. It's just something that comes. I will have like 2 weeks where I will just be 2 or 3 weeks where I will just be completely like out of it. and not wanting to do nothing, not thinking that I need to do anything. And it's a very scary time. And then I always get to the point where I get past it and I'm having ups and downs, through the way and on this roller coaster of life. But then there comes these times where it's like my thoughts are just everywhere and I can't bring them together. And I'm sitting here and I'm just spaced out and I don't know what is going on. It's kind of like dementia, or I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. I really don't. It's kind of like I'm just zoning out and I can't snap out of it. Like I can't snap out of this thing no matter what I do. I could take a walk, I can play music, I can write, I can go get some exercise, I can eat healthy. It doesn't matter what I do. This is in control sometimes. And I know a lot of you don't understand that, and I don't expect you to understand it, but it's a scary thing. I'm not like I was days ago. I'm starting to come up again. And whether you want to call it what you want to call it, bipolar, all this kind of stuff, I don't call it anything. It's just something going on that I don't understand. But I know how it happens. It happens like 2 or 3 times a year to me, where I just get to where nothing means anything. I'm just ready to go. I'm just done with all this shit. I'm just done with people, places, and things. I don't want nothing to do with anything. And something is keeping me here. Whether it be my family, whether it be my art, whether it be because I'm a coward and I can't off myself and do things. And I don't want to do that though. See, this is the thing that not a lot of people understand. It's not that I want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's just there comes these times where it comes. And it's the truth. It's what happens. And there's nothing nobody can do. There's nothing nobody can do. Not even me. The only thing I can do is go through it and witness it and see it happening as it happens. And it's like, this is crazy. This is scary when it's happening. It's like that dark place that you go into and there's so little light coming through that you can just see. And then I have these periods where I can see the room and I can see what I'm doing. And I can think thoughts like, okay, it's going to be okay today. But then all that comes crashing down. And I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go again. And it's like, I'm not trying to get myself out of that, but I know when it's here. My brain is doing something on its own that I cannot help. And see, other people, I don't care what they say. They'll say, oh, you're using an excuse. You're this and you're that. No, you're making this up to be like this, and you're just not doing this thing right, or you should do this. No, that's bullcrap. This is why I tell y'all on here, I don't ever tell you what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing, and telling you how to live your life, because I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what is going on in your life. I can't do anything for you. The only thing that I can do is do something for me, even when I can do something for me. There's some times where I can't even really do anything for myself. I just have to go through it. And, I say things like, I'm the only one who can change, but life is always changing. I don't have to think of changing. I'm always changing because life is changing all the time. It's never the same thing. So anyway, I'm going to keep, making music. I'm going to keep drawing. I'm going to keep doing my writings. I'm going to keep doing everything that I've been doing. I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm going to keep getting on here. But let me tell you, these dark times are very scary. I can't really explain it to people, but it's a frightening thing when you get to them places that you're kind of not in control. And then, see, today I feel like I'm in control. I'm in control of my brain right now, but then there will be times that come where my brain is in control of me, if that makes sense. And this is hard to admit this to myself. I don't want to admit this to myself and others, because then others start labeling and judging and telling you that you should do this or that and you're not doing this or that. It doesn't have anything to do with that. I'm telling you the truth about what goes on in my life. And I know it goes on with other people. And my channel, I don't have an answer for you. I'm not a teacher. That's why I tell y'all about Osho, the guy Osho. The way that he talks about what he does, I'm like 98, 99% of how he is. I don't have a teaching. I don't have a philosophy. I am awareness. I know what's going on. Being mindful of everything, I know what's going on. And when them times come, I just got to go through them. There's nothing else I can do. I can't work my way out of them. I can't try to be something that I'm not when I'm in them. And I won't be something that I'm not. So that makes it even more terrifying, because I'm in reality and I'm accepting reality. And sometimes I may need a little bit of some kind of fantasy in my head to get me through sometimes. I don't want to say delusions or illusions. I want to say a fantasy, because sometimes I have to think of like a time, like being in the snow or something, where I was enjoying being in the snow, like just thinking of a scenario in my head. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to do this to escape the reality that I'm in sometimes. It's like I have to do that sometimes. It's not that I want to do it, but it's kind of like I need to do it. And it's so easy for me to contradict myself in these videos. This is one thing that people have to understand. I am a walking, talking contradiction. I'm going to contradict myself, because when I'm one thing, then I realize that I'm another thing. When I say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. And see, I think contradiction, when you stop labeling and judging, I think you don't have no other choice but to contradict yourself, if that makes sense. Because when you label and you judge, you're on one side of an issue. You're not on all sides of the issue. You're not seeing the whole playing field for what it is. And I see the whole playing field. I see it for what it is at 35 years